Islamist Al-Shabaab militants attacked a military base housing Ugandan forces with the African Union peacekeeping mission in Somalia on Friday, and a Somali army captain said both sides suffered heavy casualties. Al-Shabaab has since 2006 been fighting to topple the Horn of Africa country's Western-based government, and establish its own rule based on a strict interpretation of Islamic law. The militants targeted a base belonging to the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia in Bulemera, 130 kilometers southwest of the capital Mogadishu. ATMIS is assisting Somalia's federal government in its conflict with Al-Shabaab. There was an attack this morning at our base by elements of Al-Shabaab, but we are waiting for official communication from ATMIS headquarters, said Uganda People's Defense Force Deputy Spokesman Deo Akiki. ATMIS later said in a statement that Al-Shabaab had hit the base using car and suicide bombers, and that airborne reinforcement from the mission and its allies destroyed the militants' weaponry as they withdrew. ATMIS gave no details on casualties. Al-Shabaab said in a statement that it had carried out suicide bomb attacks and killed 137 soldiers at the base. There was no immediate official confirmation of the casualties. Al-Shabaab tends to give casualty figures in attacks that differ from those issued by the authorities. The militants had also targeted an adjacent base belonging to the Somali military. A Somali captain who gave his name as Abdijaliil told Reuters from the Lower Shobel region. That prompted a fierce battle for hours. All groups including Al-Shabaab suffered heavy casualties, he said. Residents of the town said they awoke to the sound of huge explosions and heavy weapons. Now we see Al-Shabaab in the town. We cannot know how many died. We are not hearing any shots from ATMIS and government now, local resident Rukia Farah said earlier on Friday. Early this month, stakeholders, including troops contributing countries, agreed on a systematic and strategic drawdown of ATMIS troops in Somalia effective June this year. The peacemakers will facilitate scaling down of the first batch of 2,000 soldiers, and in coming weeks, another 3,000 soldiers will leave. The attack also comes a few days after the US launched a serious attack against Al-Shabaab in Jilib town, their only known headquarters, injuring Osman Mohammed Abdi, the head of external operations in Al-Shabaab. State media reports that the commander is in a critical condition. Also, the US sanctioned 5 Al-Shabaab commanders on Tuesday, with the Treasury Department also designating 26 operatives and individuals who have allegedly been supporting Al-Shabaab militants. This comes days after Al-Shabaab released a video allegedly of its leader Abu Ubaidah, who insisted that the group has not lost territory. Recently, the African Union confessed that the war in Somalia has left over 3,500 peacekeepers dead and several injured, since they reported to Somalia. The Union has used over $200 million for compensation, with a quarter of the money going to injured soldiers, the report notes. Al-Shabaab once held vast swathes of Somalia before being pushed back in government counteroffensives since last year. However, the militants remain capable of launching significant attacks on government, commercial and military targets.